Oh, raving derelict. I see you, I hear you, and I feel great today. What is good, DTL Universe? It's your boy, the coach. It is August 1st. It's a Thursday, but it's way more than that. It's like Christmas morning. This will be the first Thursday of all of the rest of the Thursdays in 2024 with football. No more Thursdays without football. That, to me, is worth a celebration. Now, we are here live every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern time on demand on the weekends. Now, how did we do yesterday? Well, right now, soccer teams can't figure out how to score. What in the world are we going on? And DG, this is what happens when you talk trash on social media. Karma comes out to bite you in the butt, DG. Raphael had his horse race, so it's kind of a ho-hum day, but guess what? You, the crew at home, you guys got it right. You guys bet against Team USA, and they only won by 17 points, so check mark for the crew. Where are we going to go today? What are we doing today? Well, Howie Schwab says, you know what? We've got to go to the Hall of Fame game tonight. The Bears and the Texans. Here are your selections. Texans laying 1.5. Bears plus 1.5. The over 31.5 and the under 31.5. Give your vote. Producer man will let me know what the selection is at the end of the show. And I got to tell you, we may have a pick on the show that's one of those four right now. As always, do not forget part 3. We've got a little sister show called Behind the Turnbuckle. Part 3 of the Vince Russo interview will be up later today. And also our very first watch-along on Saturday for SummerSlam. Become a premium member at BTT. You can join me and Big Tommy C for that. But today's all about football and my crew and the best in the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, it is now time, right here, right now, for the picks. Oh, the chat is already popping. When you guys come in, make it a part of your day to hit that like button. It really helps the show grow. And look at the 3 beautiful faces I've got today. Oh, my goodness. Now, I think I need to start because nobody gets the 15 seconds. Raphael, how'd you do yesterday?
Scratching horses and one in my other play.
Okay, well, then my apologies. I'm coming right over to you. I'm just playing. He's our numbers guy. He gets our 15 seconds today. He is Raphael Esparza. 15 seconds is yours.
Yeah, I can't believe my horses got scratched. 3 out of my 4 horses in an exacta box all didn't even run the race. It was crazy yesterday, crazy weather at Saratoga, but I apologize, but we still cashed our other play. So good morning, crew. Happy birthday to Capper. It's going to be a great, great Thursday.
Pat says, damn, AB gone away today again. We need some weather reports. Zach, welcome to being a premium member. You're now officially a part of the crew. Yes, AB is going to be taking off Wednesdays and Thursdays moving forward. Strategically, because I've got a full crew on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and he needs time off. I don't want to mentally just break him 7 days a week for 7 months. Seabass, you're in the restaurant business. I'm sure you've done a stretch like that. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I have. I'm probably about to start another one beginning on Friday tomorrow. Some changes at the restaurant, so I'll be moving to another location to help out another store for a little bit. So excited about that. But yeah, and I think I was blinded by a little Padres hype yesterday. Probably missed out on Dylan Cease and maybe some arm fatigue. 3 games leading into that, a little over 100 pitches. But 1-1, we'll take it.
I took the Padres on the money line, so I was very happy with that because of your breakdown of Dylan Cease. I was like, you know what, the Padres are going to play, and they did. He may have not cashed, but I took your information and still cashed. So that's what it's all about. Thank you, Seabass. By the way, all you guys on social media yesterday that thought you were really funny going after us with what we talked about on the show, that won't happen again today. I saw you, Big Cheesy. Now, this man, whenever he has 2 X's, he's like a rabid dog. He's in the corner. He's going to come out fighting. He's the man from the dirty, dirty. Charles, what's going on with goals or lack thereof?
Morning, Coach. Crew chat. Yeah, like we were saying in the production, the amount of chances they're creating, the finishing has just been horrible. And then the Meetland yesterday did champs of Denmark going against a semi-pro team. And I'm not just saying that. They're really a semi-pro team. With 10 men, they score 1 goal. So those I always am a little skeptical of as well. But, yeah, the finishing has been brutal. Leagues Cup especially. But, hey, new day. Let's cash some tickets.
Oh, it's a new day. Oh, I got that song in my head. By the way, speaking of DG, his ears must have been ringing. He's in the chat right now. You have any questions for him? Put him in the chat. He will answer them in real time. But, gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about today. We've got picks. We got educate, entertain. And also, I told you guys our big announcement yesterday, August 20th. We're starting a brand new show called DTL, the podcast. Audio only. For you premium members, you will get the video. We're doing our first pilot episode today with me, the guys, and Z-Man, but you don't get to listen to it because we need to practice to get ready for you because we're professionals. So, Seabass, I love that smile, but I'm not coming to you first, big boy. I'm going right over to Charles because he needs to split up his 2 picks today, according to him, and whatever is going to get us back on the right side of the ledger. So, Charles, start with your first one today, sir.
The second legs of the Europa League qualifiers take focus today. I'm going right back to those matches that let us down last week with the Maccabi Petah Tikva, whose home games averaged 3.1 total goals last season, while Braga fixtures averaged 4 total goals on the road. Maccabi, they have to go for it, and Braga's not the type of team that's going to sit back and park the bus. So I'm going to take the over 3 full-time goals, and this is Europa League qualifiers.
All right, very good. Can you say that name again just for my own entertainment?
Maccabi Petah Tikva.
Yes, chicken tikka marsala, one of my favorites.
That looks like you get at a Greek restaurant or something. By the way, DG says, Seabass loves me some Tovar. What is Tovar, Seabass?
Well, it's not food, and I thought I was going third, but let's go with Ezekiel Tovar.
I'm not asking for your picks. I just asked you a question from the chat.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just making a joke, Coach. Ezekiel Tovar plays for the Colorado Rockies. We'll get to that a little bit. It's on my pick.
Gotcha. Okay, I was like, I thought you were talking about food or something. Like, what the hell's a
Tovar? I know.
All right. Seabass, I'm coming back to you. But yesterday, the horses. Oh, I hate it when Raphael gets let down because then I feel let down. So today, hopefully, all the horses run. Raphael, you're up next, sir.
Tovar tastes really good with pita bread, but that's another story. We're going to Del Mar Race 8 today. We're going to California because hopefully the Santa Ana winds don't cancel this race. But Del Mar Race 8 should be a fantastic race because we're going with number 7 horse, Clooney. We're going to go $20 win place. He's been nothing but fantastic this year, 2024. 4 races, has hit the board all 4 times, 2 wins, 2 places. So hopefully he can continue his success. We're going to take the 7 horse Clooney. He's 9-2 opening line, so hopefully we can get a nice price if he just hits the board. So we're going to 7 horse. And in real football today, that's right, real football. We're going to Canada to watch football. We're going to Canadian. We're going to watch the Winnipeg Blue Bombers struggle again on offense because they were going to go under team total 22.5. They've scored 26 points in 2 games. Their offense is really bad, and they're at home, and they're a home underdog. It's probably going to be +6 when this game kicks off. So we're going to watch the Winnipeg struggle again on offense. That's why we like the under 22.5 on real football today in Canada.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the starters will play there as well.
Yes.
Unlike in Canton, Ohio. Stop it. If you know, you know. Shout out to Gabe. He says, I'm out showing houses 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and I'm already dripping in sweat. East, you get it? It's hot. DTL's a must on the ride in between showings. Oh, you got us on the radio. I like it, Gabe. Shout out to you in the car. Make that dough. All right, now it is time for our third capper. And you heard him just say he's third. He comes to you. He's the only 5-star chef in the game. Seabass, you are up, sir.
Yeah, we got baseball today, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I know everybody's excited about the Hall of Fame game, but there's still baseball going on. One of the reasons I like betting baseball, so many different ways you can play it. And today we've got a total bases play for 2 guys. First, we've already talked about Ezekiel Tovar. He's going up against the Angels today out there in Anaheim. Is that where they're at, Coach? They still playing Anaheim?
It is, correct.
Yeah. So we got him over 1.5 total bases today. The guy's been on fire lately. He's averaging 2.5 bases over the last 14 days, about 10 games. He's got 5 multi-hit games, 3 doubles, 3 home runs. His batted balls in play average is almost at 500. So I like him to get us over 1.5 bases today. For those of you who may not be familiar with total bases, Walks, unfortunately, don't count as a base. I think they should. If you work the pitcher to get a walk, that should count, but it doesn't, so it's only hits. The other guy, we got Xavier Edwards. They're going up against Charlie Morton and the Braves today. He also has 5 multi-hit games in his last 10. He's averaging about 2 total bases a game over that period. He's got a 500 batted balls in play average, and Charlie Morton's given up like 48 hits in his last 10 home starts. So 2 guys to get over a base and a half.
Man, that's some great information that I know none of you out there. Absolutely. It's a lot. So I've got one single solitary question for all of you watching at home and listening in the car right now. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Seabass, well done. All right, Splitsville, coming back over to you, Charles. You've got another one, and I'm begging Ajax to live up to their reputation. Explain yourself.
Yeah, the remaining match was just as frustrating last week. So we're going to Serbia for this one, where Vojvodina averaged 1.8 team goals last season. Ajax road matches averaged 4.4 total goals. So we're going to grab the over 3 full-time goals. Same blueprint. One team has to go for it, and Ajax is dangerous in space. So I'm not seeing 1 goal in this spot. So over 3 full-time goals, Europa League qualifiers.
I love when a game plays to a wide open game, or at least that's the theory. And so I love this over 3. I may even buy it down to 2.75, depending on the juice. Thank you, Charles, very, very much. Now, just because AB is not on the show today does not mean he did not send in a pick. There you see it right there. Texans Bears over 31.5. But why? Well, AB says the over is hitting 2 straight because the coaches have agreed this game is nothing more than a glorified practice for offensive reps, specifically in the red zone. Both teams will have every opportunity tonight to score meaningless points. All we need is 17, 15, something like that, and we are all good. Quick question, Charles, for you from B Mills. How would you play the Colorado tonight? Over 3 is already 3.
Cut out on me.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, cut out on me.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, now.
Let's read it again. How would you play the Colorado Portland League Cup match tonight? Over 3 is crazy juiced already.
Yeah, it is. That's a I think it's up to 3.5 now. So it was 3.25. So now it's 3.5. And a couple of weeks ago, no, that was them. You really have to go with the 3.5 because you can't go with the both teams to scoring over 2.5. You may even want to look at the first half. We could even see a both teams to score in the first half in this spot. I could see a 1-1 in the first half. You may want to attack the first half in this spot as well. I could definitely see them getting off to strong starts as well. So that's another angle.
Or jump on a live play.
Or definitely live.
Yeah, definitely live. I would do the live play and wait for the juice to just come down.
I keep Charles's Twitter or X on notifications for all those live plays that come in. Love it. And
you're a low-key soccer guy too, Seabass. I didn't know that till recently, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching. I don't handicap it though. It blows my mind. I don't get into all that, but I love watching. I know a lot about the game. Played it. I thought it was actually going to be my career at one point until some injuries, but that's another story for another day, Coach.
Wow, there you go. All right, B-Mel says, love it. Great info. Thank you, Charles. Always about the live questions. And as we continue through the month of August, there's going to be a lot of you. Put into the chat. We'll try to get to as many as we can in real time. Now, as many of you know, tonight is the Hall of Fame game. But why in the world are the Bears treating it this way? What am I talking about? We're going to discuss it next. As always, Educate and Entertain, brought to you August 30th, less than a month away, by Reagan the Movie.
Welcome to your life.
You can run from a bully for so long,
There's no
but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
So looking forward to that. Seabass, I'm going to start with you because tonight is a Hall of Fame game. I said at the top of the show, no more Thursdays the entire year without football. But the Bears last time I checked, have a rookie quarterback. He was the number 1 overall selection, Caleb Williams. But not only him, but none of the starters are scheduled to play tonight. When you've got such a young team and you have a guy you're paying $25 million plus to and more, why would you not try to get them at least a series or two? Your take on why the Bears aren't taking this seriously tonight?
Yeah, I'm from the Allen Iverson school of thought that this is just practice. It's preseason. It's the first preseason game. I don't know. I'm not sold on Caleb Williams anyway, but that's my opinion on him. But this is the Hall of Fame game. It's more of, to me, for the fans, right? We've got Hall of Fame inductions. We've got that going on. There's more people there. It's not like it's just a regular preseason game. It's the Hall of Fame game if it means something to you. But I could go both ways with it. I think Caleb Williams, you want to get him some real-time snaps, but is this the game to do it? I don't know. We always talk about the third preseason NFL game as being the one where your starters play. I don't know. It's preseason football. I really, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Prince of Pick says preseason football is an antiquated process. Roger Goodell actually feels the same way. I think we're going to get to a point, Raphael, where we're talking maybe 2, maybe even 1 preseason game and then 18 regular season games. But we're not there yet, and the Bears certainly have not been a good team for several years. Why would you not play Caleb Williams at least a rep or 2 tonight?
Because I think there's bigger question marks on the field for the Chicago Bears, not quarterback. Their offensive line. Why would you want to put him in there when you're having so many issues with your offensive line at camp? Let's get them some reps. Let's get them some practice. Again, it's a Hall of Fame game. Now, don't forget, people who are betting this total opened up at 33, 31 and a half. There's some shops at 31. Why? Because we could see some weather tonight in this game. So this game might not even complete. They'll cancel this game if it's thundering and lightning really quickly than they will a regular preseason game. So be careful on that. I just think, yeah, it's a Hall of Fame game. It did not shock me that no starters are playing. I'm okay with Caleb not starting, but I'm more influenced on what's the Chicago Bears offensive line and their D line going to look like.
And once they get, if they cancel the game, doesn't it have to get to 5 minutes in the fourth quarter for it to be an official one to play the bets?
Check your sportsbook rules for timing, because some of them are different. So I still remember when the Wisconsin Badgers UNLV game got canceled and all the Badger fans came to cash their tickets and refunded. Ooh, I was never so scared. There's some angry Wisconsin Badger people.
Wow, I can't even imagine. And those are legit Midwest people. By the way, in the chat, Goat's Headful says Hall of Fame game, Canton, Ohio, in the Midwest. Literally, Ohio is considered the Midwest. What country are you guys living in? Am I the only one that went to college? Now, am I the only one, Charles? Now, come over to you. Now, it's a rare appearance by you in Educate and Entertain. Happy to have you. But you're normally in soccer. They play. Last night, I watched Chelsea. I watched Club America. They played all their starters in a preseason game. But what about this? Your take?
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they wouldn't start. I figured they would want to get him some reps. I know they're having issues with the offensive line, and then when I heard all the starters wasn't playing, so that wouldn't, at least play a quarter as well. Are they up to par on the playbook? Is everything going well? I know the defense is usually ahead of the offense, so that one just kind of caught me off guard. Like I said, all the starters not playing. I could maybe understand the quarterback; they may want to protect him, but all the starters. But hey, I guess to each their own. We'll just see how it pans out for them.
Yeah, I guess to each their own. Now,
Coach, real quick.
Yes, sir.
You're familiar with St. Louis, right? And the big arch.
Yeah, I-70. Yeah, I actually worked in Kansas City. I'm from Kansas.
Oh, okay, cool. So they call that the gateway to the West, and Ohio is east of that. Correct. I don't know. Ohio's still east.
I actually worked at ESPN with 2 Ohio people, and we actually got in an argument about this exact topic, and I was on the other side of it. And now
you're on the other side. You flipped. They convinced you that Ohio was Midwest?
I have no idea what I'm doing. And apparently neither does the New York Jets offense, because Aaron Rodgers is making headlines again. Now, he couldn't be bothered to show up. He got fined $50,000 because he had to go to Egypt. Apparently, Egypt wasn't around in May and April and March and February and all those months. He had to wait until June to go. And he says it is what it is. Well, apparently it's not is what it is, because here is some of the scenes that we saw the last couple of days with Aaron Rodgers arguing with Garrett Wilson, his number one wide receiver. It's gotten animated. It's happened multiple days. But when asked about it after practice, Garrett Wilson, well, he had this to say about these little dust-ups.
When the offense has a rough day, like a couple of days ago, and Aaron's barking at guys, and he generally seems kind of pissed off, how does that resonate with the guys? Does the guys like uh-oh, he's pissed off? Or like, how do you, as a team, respond to when he gets like that kind of...
I mean, he's vocalizing he's pissed off. I know when we're getting our ass beat, I'm pissed off. You know, I may not vocalize it that way to the guys, but I'm pissed off too. So it's kind of a mutual feeling. It's like, I'm glad he said something. And it's not personal. I don't think anyone in this building takes it that way. It's like, all right, this is our leader right here. Obviously, he's not happy with what we're doing. So it can be a reminder for some of the guys. I think when you're out here in these hot practices and day 8, some guys go into survival mode and they forget about the detail and the fact of the matter that you got to win the drill, and they kind of just try and do their, I don't know. I don't want to say that, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying.
And this is exactly why, Seabass, I said last week, Aaron Rodgers needed to show up for all these mini camps, because last year he didn't play at all, 4 plays, and now we're having fights. Now we're not on the same page. Aaron Rodgers is calling his team sloppy. Your take on this situation?
First, I like the response from Wilson. I think it's the mature response. You keep it in-house, right? I think Aaron Rodgers is best suited for a reality TV show at this point. I know some people if he wants to get in. But I think now, so we got Aaron Rodgers who didn't play last year, didn't show up for some of the mini camp stuff, coming in trying to be a leader. These fights happen in preseason all the time. But I think with Rodgers, I think this is more for show. I don't think it's a real thing. But if it is, and he wants to be better, he wants the team to be better, I mean, I think it's the right move. You as the quarterback, as the leader, I mean, you got to get on your guys. If they're not doing what they're supposed to in the drill or executing drill, whatever, you're trying to motivate. Now, is Aaron Rodgers the best person to be that motivator after, like you said, going to Egypt or missing mini camps? That's something they'll have to figure out between them. But yeah, mature response by Wilson, keeping it sort of in-house and close-knit there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Charles, let me come over to you, because when you got a young wide receiver who clearly Aaron Rodgers he's going to need to turn him into Devontae Adams very, very quickly. I still think Devontae Adams is going to end up in New York at some point this season. But when we're talking about these two, and last year it was all about looking at him with stars in their eyes, and he's the god coming in. That is long gone. He's got to come in and lead this team. Do you make anything out of nothing? Or is this something at Jets minicamp? Your take, Charles?
I don't take much from it. Plus, Wilson, he's probably the captain of the skilled position. So if he can go to him and give him, a verbal lecture, then the other teammates see that he'll take it as well. So I just think he's the captain of the receivers and the skill players. So he goes to him. So that way he can go and relay that message to the other ones as well. And plus, like I said, it shows that, just like the best player on the team, if they can take the lashing, then the other ones just fall in line as well. So I don't take much from it.
Okay. And Raphael, let me come over to you, because we always try to dig in and try to find extra information. And we know we're not going to see Aaron Rodgers probably throughout the entire preseason. I saw a report that he might not play at all, especially after he tore his Achilles last year in game 1. So how in the world do they get on the same page in practice if this is already happening?
Well, Kirk Cousins is scheduled not to probably play either, and they're both coming off the same injury. I think every athlete, and I don't care what sport, should watch that interview that Wilson did. I have to give him props. He handled himself so professionally. I hats off to him to maybe push this thing quicker to the side and maybe make this bigger than it was, and which I don't think it was bigger, because Tom Brady used to do this all the time. If this was any other quarterback, yes, Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna. Yes, he needs a reality show. I'm glad he's getting out of politics. Thank you for that. But I just think he was a prima donna and all that, but I just think Wilson was a star of it. But I agree with Better Days. We should be talking about that fight in Pittsburgh more than we should be talking about this issue, because that Pittsburgh Steelers fight was fantastic yesterday. I got more excited in that fight than I am actually excited to watch preseason football.
Now, I'll be honest, I was busy yesterday. Seabass is smiling. Let's add a third topic. Your take on that fight, which candidly I did not see. Let's start with Raphael, then we'll come to Seabass. What are you talking about, Raphael?
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers had a big fight. There's allegedly supposed to be with the two quarterbacks that were fighting. I don't know. Maybe someone said, "Hey, I'm going to be the new starting number one. Make me a sandwich." I don't know how it all started, but yeah, it was a big fight between the quarterbacks that started it. So we rarely see two offensive guys going at it. It's always defense and offense. So and when there was punches thrown and helmets were being thrown off, so hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're normally a very calm spring training because, Steelers are always calm. They always know their direction. So I was actually excited to see some fight in that Steelers training camp because maybe I can catch that total season wins that I already have at 7.5.
It always comes back to the total. Seabass, your thoughts?
I didn't see it. I'm just reading it in the comments and watching Raphael get all excited about it. I had no idea. Now to hear that it's about the two quarterbacks, this is even better because where's Russell Wilson ever shown any sort of emotion like this that he's going to be fighting guys?
Right.
So
right.
I like Russell. Maybe Sierra, new baby and everything. He's not getting enough sleep and he's tired. So I should, take notice and be like, okay, keep it calm because if I'm not getting sleep, I don't want to be, fighting my managers in the restaurant. But I didn't even know about it until I read it in the comments.
Wow. I'm just thinking now what could have started it, what could have been said. I know, and we talked about this right here on the show, when those trades were made, two of them, and you brought two starting quarterbacks to one team, and one's young and one's at the end of his career, I didn't know how it would work out in the quarterback room unless Russell Wilson was incredibly mature about the situation. Them fighting like this, we'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll talk about it here on the show, but it doesn't feel good to me. I like it, but it doesn't feel good for both to last and stay because I think you really need a good backup quarterback in today's NFL. You got to have one, or else you can't get very far. At least that's my opinion. By the way, a lot of you in the chat are wondering about AB. Maybe you came in a little bit late. DG answered it. AB's gone nowhere. AB's gone nowhere. He is going to be off Wednesdays and Thursdays. You guys need to understand, we're a team of about 6 or 7 of us, and he has been working 7 days a week since January. We're starting a brand new show on August 20th, a brand new daily podcast, in addition to all the daily shows here, 3 nights of DTL After Dark, an NFL preview, a prop show. All that's going to be added. We've got to give our guys the day off, and my crew is going to grind, and we're going to fill in the blanks. That's what we do. That's why we built this the last 6 months. So AB will be off Wednesdays and Thursdays, but thank you for your concern. By the way, Mondre James says, part of Kansas are you from, Coach? Graduated from McPherson College. Look it up. Nearly 2,000 points scored. Big Cheesy, that's for you. DG, it wasn't church league. And my parents still live in Salina, Kansas. Right on said I-70 Seabass that goes from Salina to Kansas City to St. Louis and the gateway to the east. Okay. He's thinking about it for a No, it's the gateway to the west, you idiot. All right. Great job, gentlemen. 3 topics today. Can't wait to record that first episode of the podcast as well. But if you weren't here at the top of the hour, we're getting close to the bottom of the hour. Don't fret. We've got you covered in a little something we like to call the whip around. All right, this has been a really fun part of the show and a profitable part of the show. Bobby Witt Jr., I mean, this guy, yeah, he's on my squad, but my God, how great is this guy? He's like multi-hit almost every single game. So, Charles, here are the choices today. Marcelo Zuna, plus 275. Anthony Santander, plus 315. Jose Ramirez, the Indians. Bobby Witt Jr., plus 350. He has owned Chi-Town this week. And Gunnar Henderson, our favorite Baltimore Orioles. So, Charles, start us off. Where are we going?
I'm going with Bobby Witt Jr. He got us a home run on Tuesday as well, plus 350. Bobby Witt Jr. for show purposes to get us one again today against the Tigers.
I like it, man. I tell you what, if they can afford him, which I don't think they'll be able to, Patrick Mahomes has said he's willing to give up part of his salary to keep Bobby Witt Jr., Raphael, in Kansas City. I can't have him wear another uniform ever, but he's ours for right now. Who's going to the yard today?
I think they have a really good shot at keeping them just because how they're playing, how they're structuring their minor leagues and the professionals, and Patrick Mahomes on his side. I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. But I'm going to take Bobby Witt Jr. plus 350. He's just a monster. I'm going to do an honorable mention because the evil St. Louis Cardinals are coming to Wrigley, and Goldie always goes yard in Wrigley and Wrigley Field 4 days. I'm going to go Goldie tonight, Paul Goldschmidt hitting a home run, because I think they hit Imaga pretty bad today. So I think the Cardinals win.
All right, very good. All right, Seabass, what are you thinking, big boy?
Yeah, I was actually looking at Bobby Witt for a total basis play for today, but he was really juiced at the 1.5 at like minus 170. So since the other two gentlemen went with Bobby Witt, I'm going to go Gunnar Henderson. He's going to help out Trevor Rogers today in his Baltimore debut, get them a nice win for his first start in Baltimore. So give me Gunnar Henderson.
I like that a lot. The Orioles, they're starting to pick up steam again. They had a little bit of a lull, but now they're picking up steam. Big Cheesy said, what are you talking about, Coach? Bobby Witt will be a Royal for a long time. Raphael, help me out with this one. The Royals have never paid a guy ever, over $25 million, maybe over $20 million a year, ever. This guy is a $40 million a year player. And when his contract comes up, that's what he's going to dictate. Do you think the Royals will figure out a way to pay him $40 million? It could be like 10 years, $400 million for him.
I do, because it's a totally different KC management after they won the World Series. So it's a totally different management. I think they do, because let's face it, this division is wide open, and it's going to be wide open. White Sox are going to be a long time coming up. The Twins have some payroll issues that they're going to have to deal with. So I agree. I think KC, the Patrick Mahomes effect is going to happen, and I think that's why Bobby Witt Jr. Will probably stay a Kansas City Royal.
God, I hope so. Japan says Royals have to coach. Yeah, they have to. We used to have an owner. He cashed in. Think about how much money you'd have to have for this to happen, guys. We had an owner that bought it from the old owner who was awesome, but they stayed within their budget. The guy cashed in 3% of his stock for Walmart and basically was whatever that was, $9 billion or something. It was crazy. But cash in 12%. Do you really need 97% when you're 80 years old? Cash it in and spend it and have a winner. That's what I would do if I was a wealthy owner. I don't need to have $30 billion when I'm 80 years old. Cash it in. Yeah. All right. Here in the whip around, we give you every single pick of the show, 10 seconds or less, one nugget at a time. So, Charles, this is where you give me both of them together, sir. Start us off.
Yeah, Europa League qualifiers, Maccabi Petah Tikva and Braga, over 3, and Vojvodina Ajax, over 3. Both teams, the home teams, they both have to go for it, and the visitors, they're not the type to sit back and park the bus, so I'm expecting plenty of goals in both matches as well. I think maybe 1-3, maybe even 1-4, 2-2 type final scores as well, but yeah, should be entertaining Europa League qualifiers.
Give me some goals today. Raphael, coming over to you.
Going to Del Mar Race 8, $20 win place on the 7-horse Clooney. No, George Clooney has nothing to do with this. The owner, Les Blake, said that multiple times. And we're going to go to Canada to watch real football tonight. That's right, real football. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, team total under 22.5, laying the 3 nickels because their offense stinks, 26 points in two games. Both of those games were on the road, but they're at home, and I think they get crushed at home.
All right. There is no day baseball today on a Thursday. Very, very rare. So, Seabass, but you have 2 prompts that you really, really like. You're up.
Yeah, no day baseball, only a small slate today. So we got a couple of total basis plays, both at plus money. So a lot of value here. Ezekiel Tovar over 1.5 total bases and Xavier Edwards over 1.5 total bases. Now, those are separate plays. That's not a parlay, but at plus money for both. If you wanted to parlay a little bit, throw some lunch money on there, you're going to get some really good odds on that as well.
Worth a little sprinkle on that parlay. I like those 2 together. Thank you, Seabass. One more play for the show. AB has sent in Texans Bears over 31.5 minus 115. He just thinks the defenses won't play that hard, and you can easily get to 17 or 15. Also, the crew play of the day. You guys have chosen the Texans minus 1.5. Will they take it seriously tonight? Well, I think their starters will get a little bit of time. The Bears will not. So the Bears are going to play about, 30 some odd players tonight, or 40 players tonight. So I think the Texans certainly have the advantage. So you guys could make it 2 wins in a row. All right, Seabass, real quick, where can we find all your stuff, sir?
Online, Seabass33, like it says in the title there, on all social medias. Links to all of my other things, a virtual happy hour coming up at the end of August, my spices, and all the recipes that I've put out as well.
And I believe we're going to start a little segment on tailgating food for night games in the NFL. It's kind of in the works, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got something ready for the actual first game on a Thursday night for the regular season. That one's in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. Ain't
Damn
that
right it is. September 5th, baby. September 5th. All right, Raphael, quick question from the chat. What do you think about the United States women today? I believe, basketball, do they cover? That's from Kevin.
It's a big number, 22 and a half. I think we're seeing another 100 mark going with the U.S. ladies. I mean, the men's did it yesterday, so I would not shock at the offenses are probably the key. No one's going to have any answers for Stewie and Wilson. Them two dominated game one. They're going to dominate not just today's game, but all rest of the Olympic play. Those two have just been dominant.
Boom and boom. Charles, real quick, give me one Leagues Cup game tonight that you really, really like that you got your eye on.
Let me do this for you. I was going to give a stay on your toes play, Europa League, Europa Conference League, Braun and Go Ahead Eagles, the over 3 full-time goals as well. You can even wait live and maybe try to get it at 2.5. But I like this one a lot better than in the Leagues Cup. So Europa Conference League, Braun and Go Ahead Eagles over 3 full-time goals.
Sometimes that scares me to do, but the way the goals have been coming later in the games, it almost feels like the smart thing to do right now is wait 15 or 20 minutes and then bang that over and get it to come down a half goal or sometimes even a full goal. Gentlemen, as always, thank you very much. As Capper Taylor says, another great show by the best crew in the business. Do not forget, tons of content, whether you're covering or following DTL or BTT, turn on your notifications. So every single time we drop some content, you get notified and you don't miss it. So it is now that time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, be kind to one another, be honest with each other. That's the only way that this thing works. And understand this. Oh, I'm ready for football tonight. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My attacker, Lobo. My man from the Dirty Charles. The only 5-star chef in the game, Seabass. My numbers guy, Rafael Esparza. And never forget about AB taking the day off, getting some rest. DG, producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here every single day at Driving the Line. Good luck.